A year ago, the Black Knights picked off 10 passes. At the beginning of this season, they will have a mix of experience and youth in the secondary.
That corner, we have some experience with Khalil Miller. Right now, he's had a great summer going against D1 athletes at camps. His confidence is just off the charts. So Khalil's going to be a big key for us. We're hoping that he can at least shut down one side and make people right-handed and make them throw the other way. On the other side right now, we have a sophomore at corner in Nigel Dalton. Most of his experience in the past has been at safety, so he's learning a new position at corner, and he's coming along too. Another corner is Kenneth Dillinger. KD's real good technique-wise, coming up from the JVs. He had a great year last year. His only thing is adjusting to the speed of the game on Friday nights. He's going to be going against better athletes, but technique-wise, he's doing everything we ask him to do, and he's going to be a good player for us also. At safety, we have a returning free safety in Isaiah Kuntz, who, again, he was a starter from last year, so his experience is going to play well for him. He's a guy that can play free or strong safety. Corey Joyce is another free safety coming up from the JVs who's playing well for us, understands our coverages, understands our defense. In our defense, our safeties have to help us stop the run, so we all got to do a better job of reading our keys and getting involved in stopping the run, and that's something that Joyce has really got to work on. But he's athletic, has really good hips, so he's going to help us. Nigel Dalton can play there, so he gives us another option at free safety. Strong safety right now looks like Hunter Henson, really good, just like his brother was for us. Strong safety we had a few years back. Really smart player, really tough kid, reads his keys, does exactly what you ask him to do, and right now he's kind of running our secondary. He's getting us all lined up in the secondary and making our checks, and he's doing an excellent job for us, so we expect big things from him also.
Coach Griff also believes that right now the main thing is fundamentals.
The biggest focus at this time of year for your secondary always is, number one, being able to get lined up right, because your corners are fine. They're in the same spot all the time, but your safeties have to do a great job of quarterbacking the defense and getting us lined up. You know, depending on what formation we see, we make a lot of checks at the line of scrimmage when the offense comes out and shows their formation. We try to check a lot of stuff to certain formations. We also try to disguise what we're running a lot, so getting young guys comfortable, lining up and showing one thing but actually playing a different coverage, that's big. And the other thing is basically getting everybody to read and trust their keys. You know, we don't just line up and play and go get the football. We have to read our tackles and believe in that, and that our tackles will tell us where the ball's going. And our safeties, like I said, they're run stoppers for us also, so they have to do a great job of reading. So early in the year, that's a big focal point for our safeties, is getting them to read and trust their keys.
In the linebacking core, Knights fans will find some familiar faces, including a senior in Quinn White, who defensive coordinator Chris Satchiford says will be key.
Quinn's done a pretty good job for us within the last 3 years. He's a good athlete. He can run. He's aggressive. He likes contact. He's still making some simple mistakes that we got to make sure that we fix, but it's good to have him back. He understands the defense. He can talk. He can get us lined up down there. So it's good to have him back. We expect big things out of him. As long as he plays fundamentally sound, he's a big asset for us.
A trio of seniors in Ron Shalver, Gunnar Klontz, and Nicholas Gallimore will all be instrumental in the defense in 2014.
He's kind of like Quinn. He's not as fast as Quinn, but he's a good athlete. He's a strong kid. He's going to be playing up on the ball quite a bit for us, especially against tight end situations. And he can do that. He likes contact once again, which is good. Obviously, we need to work on some pass coverage with him, but he's still got a lot to do, and he's going to provide a lot for us. And we're looking forward to having him out there. Gunner's a great kid. Obviously, he's not as athletic as the other two guys ahead of him, but what Gunner does is he pays attention and he uses fundamentals to his advantage. And with that being said, he makes a lot of plays. And that just goes to show you don't have to be the best athlete on the field. As long as you understand the defensive strategies of what you're responsible for as a gap controlling defense and what you're supposed to do in pass coverage-wise, you'll make plays. And he does that, and we're extremely proud of what Gunner's done so far. And he's going to get a lot of reps, and I think he's going to make a lot of plays. Nick, he's a good fundamental linebacker. He reads his keys, he gets where he's supposed to be, and that's all we ask of him. You know, if you can do that, you fill your gap up what you're responsible for doing and getting where you're supposed to be. After that, you just let your athletic ability take over and make tackles. And he's done a great job of fitting where he needs to be. So, you know, he's going to be a guy that gets in there and gets some reads and keys and gets to where he's supposed to be.
Junior Jaquay Lindsey, who also saw some time a year ago, will have some big shoes to fill.
Jaquay, we're putting a lot. You know, we're trying to replace Hicks, and that's not going to happen. But Jaquay's going to be that guy. This is going to be his second year on the varsity. He understands the defense. He's a good athlete. He's not a tall guy, and that kind of helps him. He's strong. He gets in behind the D-line, and he gets where he's supposed to be. But there's going to be a lot put on Jaquay's shoulder for running the defense purposes, and he can do it. He's kind of an introvert. He's not a real loud guy, but that's starting to come out scout in them, of getting guys lined up, getting them where they need to be, and that's what we got to have. For us to be successful, he's got to be that guy that runs the defense. He's got to be the quarterback on our side of the ball.
Joining that group will be newcomer Chris Evans.
That's a big pickup for us. Chris is a good athlete. We're glad to have him. He's not a big, imposing body. He's your average size of high school kid, and he's a good linebacker. He's come over here. He's learned what we do. He's quick. He's agile, and that helps us inside the box. And he's going to be a good inside linebacker for us, and he's going to make a lot of plays. And the great thing about it is he's a junior. Right now we got 2 juniors in there that's working in the mix. You got a senior that's working in the mix inside the box. So, that looks good for the future also. And he was a huge pickup, good guy to have come move into our place, and we're excited to have him.
And the key in 2014 will be continuing to play Black Knight defense.
We get the defense lined up, we read our keys, and we fly around and get after people. We got to gang tackle, and that's any defense we got. We got to play our gap responsibility, be responsible for what you do. It doesn't matter who makes the tackle, as long as we make the tackle on defense.
1, 2, 3.